Coco Gauff had just claimed the French Open, expecting that victory to be the pinnacle of her career, but life had a bigger surprise waiting. Out of nowhere, Italian billionaire Giovanni Moetti reached out and made an offer so extraordinary that Coco broke down in tears right in front of her team. What he proposed to her parents wasn't merely generous, it was transformative, promising a future far beyond any trophy or headline, changing her life in ways that no match win ever could.
But she found a way. Here she's giving her mother a hug, her mom, who was praying on TV, then her dad, Corey.
Have you ever been completely blown away by someone's generosity? Share your story in the comments, because what just happened to Coco Gauff is the kind of real-life moment that feels almost too incredible to believe. Fresh off her French Open victory, a career-defining triumph after the heartbreak at Wimbledon, Coco was juggling trophies, media interviews, and the dizzying joy of proving herself on tennis's biggest stage. Life seemed perfect, her future bright, when her manager suddenly appeared, pale and urgent, insisting she take a call immediately. On the other end was none other than Giovanni Moetti, an Italian billionaire famous for private islands, sprawling business empires, and a genuine passion for tennis. But this wasn't a superficial fan or flashy investor. Moetti had been tracking Coco's journey for years, admiring not just her skill on the court, but her grit, integrity, and the unbreakable family bond that shaped her. Without wasting a single second on pleasantries, he got straight to the heart of why he was calling, and what he proposed would change Coco's life forever. Moetti didn't waste a second. He cut straight to the heart of the matter with a simple question that instantly shifted everything. How is your family? That single sentence carried weight because he saw what most people miss when they watch champions perform. Behind every victory is a family who sacrificed endlessly to make it possible. Coco's parents, Koi and Candy, had juggled multiple jobs, stretched every dollar, and put their own lives on hold so she could chase her dreams. Coco tried to answer calmly, saying they were fine, shielding the truth of their struggles, but Moetti wasn't asking out of idle curiosity. He was about to offer something life-changing, positions for her parents as personal development consultants in his company, traveling with her, supporting her career, and helping launch his sports initiatives. Then he revealed the number, $200,000 per month each. The world stopped for Coco. Her throat tightened, tears sprang to her eyes, and for the first time it wasn't about trophies or rankings. It was about her parents never having to worry again, their years of sacrifice finally honored in a way that truly mattered. She pressed her hand to her mouth, struggling to find words, whispering that she didn't know what to say. Moetti's response made the moment even more profound. She didn't need to say anything because her tennis had already brought joy to millions, and now he wanted to give something back by securing her parents' future. That's when Coco broke completely, overwhelmed with relief, gratitude, and pure emotion, tears flowing for the family who had given her everything.
Today was the first time I've ever seen my dad cry. He doesn't want me to tell you all that, but he got caught in 4K. He thinks he's so hard, but it's not. So thank you guys. I mean, you believed in me from the beginning. I've been coming to this tournament. My dad took me to this tournament, sitting right there watching Venus and Serena compete. So it's really incredible to be on this stage. Growing up, there wasn't too many just black tennis players dominating the sport. It was literally, at that time when I was younger, it was just them that I can remember. And obviously more came because of their legacy, so it made the dream more believable. But all the things that they had to go through, they made it easier for someone.
To truly grasp why this moment hit so hard, you need to understand the sacrifices Coco's parents made long before the spotlight ever found her. The world sees the glitz of professional tennis, the packed stadiums, the sponsorships, the celebrity fans, the magazine covers, but they rarely glimpse the struggle behind the scenes. Koi and Candy worked countless hours waiting tables, cleaning, coaching wherever they could find clients, all while juggling bills and travel costs for Coco's junior tournaments. There were times they skipped meals so she could eat properly before matches, months spent living paycheck to paycheck just to give her the tools and opportunities to chase her dreams. Every victory Coco now celebrates was built on years of relentless sacrifice that the public never saw.
Dad, Candy, Corey, congrats. We saw you closing your eyes for some of this match. When your daughter steps up to that line, serve for her second major, where are your thoughts going?
First, get your serve in and make sure that you stay under control and that as long as you have another point, you have another chance. And just don't get upset if someone makes a shot. So it's like, you have another point, so let's go out and play. Yeah.
I'm not going to ask where your thoughts were going. I'm going to ask where you were going. You don't watch it from out there. Where were you? How'd you experience this?
I kind of move around behind the scenes. I try to find a quiet corner and look at it on my iPad, and then I make notes. And sometimes I'm texting her and texting the coaches if I see something I think they can't see.
Even after Coco rose to global fame and started earning from her tennis career, her parents kept working regular jobs, not out of necessity but out of pride, humility, and a desire not to rely solely on her success. Years of hard work had shaped them, and they simply couldn't switch off a lifetime of discipline, even when the circumstances changed. Coco has often said in interviews that her parents work harder than anyone she knows, and the reverence in her voice when she talks about them makes it clear just how deeply their dedication has shaped her life and career.
Quite understandably, I see your emotional tears in your eyes still. What did today represent?
It represents, like Coco alluded to before, that sometimes when you have a loss and you get down on yourself, but learning that you can pick up the sun will rise the next day and just keep working at your craft. If this is your passion, you got to give it your all. And what Coco did today was amazing. She never gave up. She fought to the end, and she gave herself the opportunity to hold up the trophy.
That pressure became the driving force behind Coco's relentless work ethic. Watching her parents struggle financially lit a quiet fire inside her, pushing her through extra practice sessions and giving her the strength to keep going when she felt like quitting. After the heartbreak at Wimbledon, she reminded herself that she couldn't let their sacrifices be in vain. Every ounce of pain and doubt became fuel that carried her to the French Open crown. She played not just for herself, but for the family who had given everything to see her succeed. When Moetti's call came, all of that history came rushing back. This wasn't just a financial offer, it was a chance for her parents to finally breathe, free from decades of struggle and relentless responsibility. Her team watched in awe as Coco broke down over the phone, realizing they were witnessing something far more profound than a business deal, a daughter's dream of giving back to the people who had given her everything. When she shared the news with her parents, walking in with trembling hands and tear-streaked cheeks, her mother cried first and her usually stoic father sank into his chair speechless. This moment wasn't about the money, it was about liberation, recognition, and the long-awaited peace that comes from a lifetime of sacrifice finally being honored. The bigger picture makes this story even more extraordinary. Many athletes speak about wanting to take care of their families, and some do through contracts and endorsements, but what happened here is rare. An outside benefactor recognizing the sacrifices of parents and stepping in so directly. Moetti didn't have to do this, he's a billionaire with countless ways to spend his wealth, but Coco's family story struck a chord, and he chose to act in a way that would completely transform their lives. The numbers are staggering, $200,000 per month each, totaling $400,000 every single month, $4.8 million a year. For parents who spent decades juggling multiple jobs just to keep their daughter's dream alive, this isn't just money, it's true freedom. Bills, skipped meals, travel stress, and financial uncertainty are now things they'll never have to face again. That burden is completely gone, but the relief isn't just financial, it's emotional and psychological too. For years, Coco carried the weight of wanting to repay her parents for every sacrifice, a pressure that affected her even if she rarely spoke about it. After her tough loss at Wimbledon, she admitted the expectations were overwhelming, part of it self-imposed because she felt she owed her family success. Now, with her parents secure, that pressure has vanished, allowing her to play freely, driven by joy rather than obligation. Her coach noticed the shift immediately. Before, she played with the heart of someone trying to change her family's life. Now she plays with the spirit of someone who already has. That freedom makes her an even more formidable competitor, motivated by love for the game and the thrill of winning for herself, not out of desperation. As Coco said, now that her parents are taken care of, she feels unstoppable, and it's not arrogance, it's confidence born from having one of life's biggest stresses removed. At just 20, with 2 Grand Slam titles, her family financially secure, and a future wide open, the possibilities are endless. Her story goes beyond tennis. It's about family sacrifice and what happens when those sacrifices are recognized. So many athletes have parents who gave everything for their dreams, struggling for years in the hope it would pay off someday. What makes Coco's story remarkable is how everything changed with one phone call. turning a lifetime of sacrifice into security, joy, and freedom. The beauty of this story lies in its universal themes. Parents sacrifice everything for their children, and children carry that weight quietly, often without words. The timing made it even more extraordinary. Coco had just achieved one of the biggest milestones of her career with her French Open victory, only to immediately receive news that her parents would never have to struggle again. Experiencing those two life-changing moments back-to-back created an overwhelming surge of emotion, explaining why she broke down the way she did. And Giovanni Moetti deserves credit for his approach. He could have made a spectacle, staged a press event, or sought recognition for his generosity. Instead, he made a private phone call and offered help in a way that truly mattered, changing lives with thoughtfulness and discretion rather than fan. For the story eventually became public because Coco shared it in interviews, but Moetti's initial approach was